Welcome to episode number 249 of the OMG Hour, 1 week to our epic 250th. And this is today, April 29th, 2017. It is the 5th anniversary of this show, to the day from when we launched our episode number 1. Of course, I am your host for all 5 of those years, Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zion Tane.
And I've been a host for at least a couple weeks. I'm Jeff.
And I'm new here today. No, I've been here before, but I don't know. Tycko, Mr. Second Place.
You don't know who you are?
I know who I am. I don't know how long I've been here.
You've been here since episode 169.
Oh, see? Somebody's keeping track.
Jeff has been here since episode 20 and was on episode 21 and was on episode 11 before that. See, it's numbers, man, numbers. It's up also... I don't know if you noticed, but it's episode 249, and we're recording on 429. So, you know.
I did know that, because you messaged us earlier and told us that.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? I forgot.
Oh, yeah. Jeff, you don't even remember what you had for breakfast today.
I had pizza, and I had it right before I came here. So.
I had hot dogs like 30 minutes ago. That was my breakfast and my lunch. So, yes, we're recording this on a Saturday. Unusual, so I'm very bright in here. We usually record at night, so it's dark outside, and there's a window right there. And now it's like bright, and I'm like, oh, I'm all washed out. So I'm definitely a white man today. All right, guys.
I was thinking, yeah, it's daytime. My room has no windows. It has, it is all artificial light, so nothing ever changes for me. However, I did put a new light bulb in over here, right there, so I'm much brighter over here. My first ever LED light bulb.
Ooh, look at you
fantastic.
Go. Welcome to the future.
It's actually way better than my old compact fluorescence. I'm quite happy with it, to be honest.
All right, games. Jeff,
who goes first?
Jeff, you and I played a new VR game that just came out this week.
Let's talk about a new VR game.
Is
it out now, or is it still...
No, it is out. It came out this week. And okay. It is called Symphony of the Machine.
And we got it early.
Yeah,
and we've been playing it.
We've been playing this early. We received review codes from the publisher. So it's a puzzle game. It basically, you are... How would you describe this, Jeff? You're trying to grow plants by using...
Miranda asked me to explain it to her this morning. I was like, well... Really, you're a farmer, and you're trying to manipulate the weather to grow plants. But no, there's a laser beam. It comes out of the ground, and it shoots straight up. And there's all these targets around, and you get a mirror.
Yes.
And you use the mirror to reflect the light, or to direct the light onto the different targets. And it's like there's a target for wind, there's a target for sun, there's a target for rain, etc.
Right.
And then... so you direct it. It says, you need sun to make this plant grow. Okay, so you reflect the beam of light to point at the sun. And you're like, great. And then eventually it's like, now you need to look at 2 things. And then you need to look at 3 things. Yeah. And then you need to look at 3 things, but you've got to make like the rain turn into snow. And then so as you keep going, they start giving you more and more objects that you can use to manipulate this one beam of light, like splitters, like, I don't even know what to call them, like filters. That can change the type of what's going to happen at the end. It's weird.
So, and the other thing on top of this is that when you say you're targeting at the wind, right? Suddenly there's this barrier that goes up in front of I don't even know, cloud, maybe. I think it's cloud.
Yeah. Like if you block the sun, if you shoot at sun, it might put a thing over cloud.
Right.
Or not cloud. What's the one on the left? Wind.
So now you have to... But if you need sun and wind, you have to somehow get that beam around that barrier that has turned on because you're aiming at sun. And then maybe the wind barrier... When you activate wind, it's going to put a barrier up and block the other beam you have. It's literally a puzzle to... How do I get these beams to get where they need to go around all the barriers to grow the plant? Now, I love the concept of the game. I love it.
See, now that's weird that you say that, because that's how I start every time I try to describe this game to someone. I love the idea.
Yes.
And the concept that this game is trying to do. Okay, so now go.
No, but what I feel, and I believe this was made for HTC Vive to begin with, because all I can
That would
think,
make a lot of sense.
all I can think is this game would be so much better with room scale VR, where you can actually walk around and place things wherever you want. Because on the PlayStation VR, it got to a point where, while I love the concept of the game and I love the puzzle aspects, I don't want to play the game because the controls are awful.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating because you kind of have to move around and look where things are and grab things. And I was finding that when I tried to reach high up to to try to get up and over a barrier, suddenly it lost track of where I was and I couldn't place anything that high.
Yeah. And my favorite part when that happens, like, let's say you're trying to put the splitter up really high in front of you, and then you go out of range of the camera, instead of leaving the object where it was last able to be detected, it floats all the way back to where it was when you started.
Yeah.
So you're constantly trying to grab this object that's constantly moving around. It's so annoying.
It is annoying. And then the controls are like, so you're using both wand controllers, both move controllers.
I was using the DualShock.
Oh, you were using DualShock. So I used both wand controllers. And you have to use, like, in order to turn, again, in increments, you use the left or the right buttons. It doesn't matter which one, whatever's on the left side and the right side. And then you have to hold trigger or hold the PlayStation button or the move button and then point to where you want to move.
Yeah, it was, I think it was actually, well, on the DualShock, it was press triangle and then pull trigger.
To move?
So
Yeah,
to get what's on the screen right now. So you press the triangle, and then it brings out the little go wherever you want teleporter beam, and then you pull the trigger to actually teleport.
Yeah, and it was just really, really awkward to try to move around in this game and get things done the way they need to be done. Like, I feel like I would love this game on HTC Vive when I'm not tethered by standing in one spot. That's the problem with this game, is you need to be able to move around.
So, the first time I played this game, I was like ready for it to be my last time, and if I didn't have to review it on the show, I probably never would have played it again.
I
but the first
agree
time I
with
played
that.
this game, I tried to play it on the couch, which was the single most frustrating experience ever. Like, you cannot play this game sitting down. So today when I played it for a good couple hours this morning. I stood a little bit further back from my camera. I made sure there was nothing in my way. So it gave me a certain degree of being able to walk around a little bit. And it was okay. I think a lot of the big things that got me is, like, this is a game where it would be really nice just to be able to tap. I know you were using move controllers, but I was using the DualShock. Like, tap, just move a little bit with the freaking controller.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's not constant freaking teleporting. Because there's so many times when you're like, okay, that thing is right over there, and I just want to go there, but then you're like really moving your body in weird positions to try and get the arcing teleporter beam to go where you want it, because you just need to be like 2 feet to your left, and you're like, if I could just use the walk there, it's not that far. I promise I won't throw up.
Yeah.
Well,
I had places, so all the items you're given kind of just free float. You can move them wherever you want. They stay where you move them. They're just floating in space, basically. So I had moved things and organized my pieces, and then I realized that I wasn't in a good place to see all 3 or 4 sections, right? So I moved over. As awkward as it is, I used the controls to move my position to another place, and then I realized I could no longer reach the pieces that I had just put over there. Like, I couldn't even move and reach, because then I would go out of view of the camera, and my wand would disappear. So I couldn't even grab onto the items, and so I had to actually awkwardly move my position again to go grab them, pull them back to where I want to go, and at that point I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. This needs free motion of some kind.
I would say, to finish my thoughts, that the core game part, like that puzzle thing that they've going on, is legitimately fun.
It is.
I really like going in, directing the lasers, figuring out how I'm going to get around the shields. It starts getting really hard as you get a couple plants in your garden, though. Like the difficulty is like, oh my gosh, because then like there's all sorts of new shields that are popping up depending on the filters that you're putting on the things, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. It becomes mind racking after a while.
Yeah. But so the core game, super fun, but they really need to rethink the quality of life of actually interfacing with all this stuff, because it just becomes an exercise in frustration.
I agree. I mean, and we keep coming back to it, and I firmly believe PlayStation desperately needs controllers with analog sticks.
Yeah.
For motion.
We
just give us analog sticks on both. I don't care, and then have the face buttons around it or something. But we need free motion in PlayStation VR games. Games would be 100 times better. Games like this would be amazing if I could just move my position freely. So
game over, man.
Game over, man. That is Symphony of the Machine. This week I also played another new game that just came out same day as Symphony of the Machine, and this is Syberia 3. Of course, a third game in a series called Syberia. I think I played Syberia 2 like eons ago.
Yeah, I think it was on the Xbox 360. I remember playing it on that.
Was it 360? I think I played it on PC. I'm not sure, but I seem to remember
PC as well.
I seem to remember playing Syberia 2. So Syberia is, for all intents and purposes, it's sort of a free-form point-and-click adventure, sort of along the lines of what you'd expect in a Telltale game. So you are controlling a character, and you can walk around and interact with objects, and there's going to be puzzles you have to solve. And it's a story that you're going through. Lots of voice characters. Now I haven't got enough of Syberia 3. I feel like because I never finished the first two games, I feel like I'm missing something jumping into Syberia 3. Graphically, the game looks really good. I wouldn't say it's sort of on par with what I'd consider a current gen game. A lot of the animations or facial animations seem almost like they just seem old, a little bit old, But some of the puzzles they give you, they're really good. It's a third-person adventure game, but that's all it is. It is an adventure game. It is telling a story, and you are interacting with objects. You're going to put things in your inventory, combine things from your inventory to solve another mystery or another problem. And you walk around and you talk to people. You try to escape. You start in this mental hospital that they've put you in. You have to try to escape. That's where the game starts. Once you get out into the open, you're then helping this village of people. They're sort of being targeted. So you're helping them. Now I've probably played it a couple of hours. I mean, it takes a long time to get through even the beginning area. When the first game starts you off in this area, it takes so much time just to get out of that hospital. I probably an hour or more of just talking to people, picking up items, solving some puzzles. That's really the essence of this game. I've had no kind of combat. It's not a combat game. I haven't come across any what I'd consider like quick time events, like you'd get in a Telltale game. There hasn't been anything like that. It's literally just been you press a button corresponding with look, pick up, talk, or investigate. And that's your typical adventure game mechanics, and that's it. It is a 3D adventure game, and you are you take on the role, as with the other games, of Kate Walker, who is a journalist from New York. And I don't even know where she is. Like, Syberia is the name of the game, but it's Syberia with a Y, so it's not like it's Syberia in Russia. Yeah. So I'm not quite sure exactly where this takes place. But I think it's almost while it's on Earth, it's more of a fantasy, because the people and the animals and stuff you see are not real. So it's got that bit of...
Wait, whoa. Is there like jackalopes running around, or what's the deal here?
They have things called snow ostriches or something like that.
Those are totally real. Those are totally real.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're joking or not. But, and then the people that she's with are like this sort of race of like dwarves, essentially. Very small, stout, round people.
Those are real too, Sean.
Are they now?
Those are real.
They're all real in Syberia.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. I enjoyed my time with Syberia 3. It's... I don't know what else to say about it. It's an adventure game.
Can you tell me why you poured gasoline onto a chain and why the chain broke?
You pour acid on it?
I asked myself the same question, Jeff. Why and how does gasoline eat through a metal chain? But
maybe it was acid.
No, it said it was a full gas can.
It was gasoline. Yeah.
A gas can full of acid.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I kind of wondered the exact same thing, and to be honest with you.
All right.
Anyway, so Syberia 3, really well done. Good looking game. And if you want to sit back and just play an adventure game, it's really well done. I would actually recommend it.
Cool.
Tycko.
Yes.
You've also been reviewing a game this week on Xbox. So why don't you tell us about Voodoo Vince Remastered?
So Voodoo Vince is
Voodoo Vince.
Yeah, so remaster of an old Xbox title.
Original Xbox
title. For a remaster from that, it looks great. There are a few issues that I've had. Mainly the camera control sucks.
Oh no, really?
It is a game that is a vertical game, so there is stuff on your level and above you, but the camera is constantly pointing downward. So at any time you have to adjust it, as soon as you move or do anything, it goes straight back.
Oh.
To the point, there's also some flying enemies that do not, that are just above your eye line. So you're getting like you're going to jump over a pit, and I'm constantly jumping into one of them and then falling down in the pit. That being said, this game really does it brings back the nostalgia of playing a game from back in that era. I never played Voodoo Vince originally.
I was going to ask if those camera control issues were in the original.
I don't know. I had never played this. I'd seen it, working at EB. I'd seen the box art. It looked really neat, but I think it was right around the time that the 360 was coming out. So it was in that area. So I never bothered picking this one up.
Was this not more of a launch title for Xbox?
I don't know. It may have been. I'm
pretty sure this was on a demo disc that I got, and I played just the demo for Voodoo Vince, and I'm pretty sure it was around the time. Oh no, wait! I got my Xbox like
2003
when Halo 2 came out.
2003, it was released.
Yeah. So that being said, it's a fun game. The concept's neat. You play obviously a little voodoo doll. You're trying to save your fortune teller master, who's been kidnapped by some big glowing head guy who's apparently bad. So you are running through the streets trying to collect stuff and get back to your master to save them. So your powers, you have your regular, your punch attack. You have a spin attack that you can use. You're taking out these, I think they're like flying toads of some sort, or something like that you're attacking. But when you build up enough voodoo juice, you can do a voodoo attack, and that will attack any enemies within a certain range of you. And depending on which voodoo attack you have, you unlock different ones. So there's one where an anvil will drop on your head, and that will cause all of the enemies around you to suffer that same fate. There's a bear trap. There's a UFO that zaps you. So it's really kind of neat, the different ways
of killing your enemies. Yeah, because you're a voodoo doll, anything that happens to you happens to your enemy.
Right.
Gotcha.
So, fun game, basic platformer. So you're just basically jumping around trying to collect things and unlock the next level. Unlock the exit for the next level. So I think I've made it to the first big boss battle where I'm fighting a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Drop an anvil on his head.
I'm not playing it right this second. I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to you guys now, so I can't do that right now.
But you just said you're fighting a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
In the game, when I go back to it, I will be fighting a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
In the game, when you go back to him, drop an anvil on his head.
Done.
Okay. Tell us how that went. Tell us
I
how
will.
that
I
went.
will tell you how that goes. No, it's a fun game. It looks great for a remaster from as an Xbox original title. I'm enjoying it. I'm not very good at it, as per many games, but no, it's a fun game. The little puzzles in each level to figure out how do you have to get from one section to the next are mildly challenging at times. A lot of platforming stuff that I'm not so good at, but it's fun. I like it.
All right, awesome. Jeff,
Cool beans, yo.
I want to know about the stuff you've been playing. I want to know about Marvel Heroes. Can you tell me about that?
Yes,
I can tell you about that.
I want to play that too.
I really what level am I in this one? 20? Okay. So Marvel Heroes last week was actually a really exciting day for me because like Friday. Was it Friday when I sent that message? I'm like, this is like freaking Christmas.
You said it was Christmas, yeah. Christmas because, in April.
Yeah, Dreadnought and Marvel Heroes both released on the same day, and I was like, sweet, because I love both those games. Yeah, everybody remembers a couple like months ago now when I was really big in PC. I played a lot of these two games, and now they're both coming to PlayStation 4, both playable on PlayStation 4. Marvel Heroes, it is pay to get into the closed beta. However, I do not recommend anybody do that because, as I discovered after I had already bought my way in, there is a progression wipe on May 16th.
What?
So anything you do in the game is going to get blown away.
Even if you pay for it right now.
On May 16th, if you pay for it right now, you can pay.
Well, you're paying for the Founders Pack, which is unlocking characters and in-game currency, and then they're giving you access to the beta. So you'll get your Founders Pack back when
I gotcha.
When the full game comes out, yeah.
But yeah, any progress that you've made or anything like that will get reset from what I understand.
Is there a reason beyond the wipe? Is there a reason anyone should purchase a free-to-play game like this?
Well, I mean, the packs do. I mean, this is first of all, okay. Marvel Heroes is actually a pretty expensive game as far as free-to-play games go. I would say it is one of the more expensive ones in terms of unlocking characters, unlocking costumes. Of course, all the characters can be unlocked for free, but there's quite a bit of work involved to get there. So it's a lot easier just to pay money for them. And they're expensive. They're like, you can pay $20.
$20 for one character.
Yeah, $20 to unlock one character. So
yeah, like I think it was the Spider-Man pack that they're offering right now, I think is $19.99, and that gets you Spider-Man and one of his costumes.
Yeah. And I mean, it also gives you some money, some XP boosts, and a bunch of other in-game goodies. So if you wanted to buy into it, the deals that they have are actually pretty good. The one that I bought was, it was like $50. It gave me access to a bunch of Guardians of the Galaxy stuff because Star-Lord, who I'm playing right now on screen, this is who I played in actual Marvel Heroes on the PC. So I was like, oh, wow, that's actually a really good deal after I did the math. So I bought it. But, this is definitely not for everybody. And honestly, with the wipe coming, I feel kind of like... I get that there have been a lot of betas in the past that have had wipes, right?
Yes.
But if I'm paying to get into your beta...
Right, exactly.
I kind of feel like we should have already gotten to the point where the game is stable, Well,
you're basically you're pre-ordering the game and they're giving you access to the beta content.
Yeah.
Is basically what that's how they're playing it off.
Kind of, but I mean, they are still, when they released their patch notes for this game on PlayStation right now, the changes are sweeping. Like, they're not just changing little stuff; they're changing big stuff. So this is not like there are absolutely tons of betas which are more like just glorified demos, right?
Yeah, testing the server strength. That like with, with
I don't
server
really,
loads.
I don't really feel that way about this game because they are actually making a lot of changes. So I feel like they are kind of still testing. I don't think that they should be. I don't feel good about having to pay and then getting a wipe. I certainly don't feel good about not finding out that there was a wipe until after I had already paid.
After you'd paid, yeah. Now, what makes you have to or want to buy more characters?
Well, the game is really designed. Okay, so it's a free-to-play game, right? And it's a free-to-play game that has a lot of content in it. But as you start going through and leveling up other heroes, those heroes start to contribute towards like global bonuses. So the more heroes that you have leveled up, the more powerful all your heroes become, and the faster that you can level those up. So you start getting like XP bonuses for more heroes that you had level up. And legitimately, all the heroes play pretty differently, so it can be kind of interesting. It's a Diablo-esque game, right? So it has that very...
So your difference playing different character classes.
There's almost 30 character classes, right? So there's like 30 different ways to play. Some of the characters are really fun. Some of the characters I find super lame. But you know, it's a fun game to play. You know, I like Diablo. I played a lot of Diablo. This is a lot like Diablo. So
right, but
not quite as polished.
In Diablo, you play one character throughout the whole thing, and you're saying it's like $20 per character. You could end up spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this game.
Well, there's certain characters that are unlocked in these packs. Like I know there's an Avengers pack for $60, and it gives you like 5 Avengers, and the Guardians pack.
$60 though, just for characters. Yeah.
That's kind of the nature of the game, right? So, but let me tell you something, okay? You can pay to unlock characters, yes, but you also get a special currency in game to let you unlock characters. And as you are playing the game, you're constantly getting this currency. So by the time that you get, one character leveled up, you'll probably have enough in order to get the second character. And there's some characters that are very cheap, that are only cost 200 of these points, which is pretty easy to achieve. You can achieve that well before you finish leveling up one character. Most characters are 400 points. That's going to be, iffy. And then there's some characters, like the most popular characters, like the Wolverines and the Iron Mans and all that kind of stuff. And they're 600 points, and then that's going to take even longer.
So it is free to play, but if you want access to your favorite characters right away, you're going to pop down some money. And what they've done with the beta is they're sort of, if you want to access the beta, they're forcing you into purchasing one of the founder packs to unlock some of the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of afraid to get into this game.
I'm a collector, as you know. You've seen my Lego Dimensions collection.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously I don't play with all this, so I'm scared about this too, because I'm gonna see it's like, oh look, there's a character, I can unlock that, and it's gonna be scary for me to do this as well, because I like to have, even if I don't play with all of them, I like to have everything unlocked.
But at the same time, Tycko, your attention span for games can be short, so maybe you'll luck out. And this will be one of those games that you only play for a couple days.
Yeah, maybe I'll forget about it before I've made some horrible decisions.
Right. Mm-hmm. So this is available publicly, you said, in May?
Well, the closed beta ends in May. I'm assuming the next day it goes open.
Okay.
So...
yeah, there's still no Xbox beta, which they have said is coming. An Xbox beta is supposed to be coming as well. Okay. They just didn't want to have both of them going at the same time.
Yeah, there's also some noticeable performance improvements need to be made on the non-pro PlayStation. I noticed that. So what I'm playing on screen right now, this is captured on the Pro. But when I was playing on Miranda's PS4, which is the Slim, there was quite a bit more slowdown than what I was expecting. So I'm hoping to see some performance gains there too.
Okay. So, well, we are well on in time, but I want to do a quick update on a game I reviewed last week. This is Fated: The Silent Oath. So remember last week I said I had played the first 3 chapters.
Or 1 hour. 1 hour, right?
I played an hour, which was the first 3, the prologue and acts 1, 2, and 3. Turns out there's actually only 4 acts. I thought there was 5. When I went back to play it again, which you can go to our YouTube channel and watch the whole thing, there was only 1 act left. And it only took me less than 15 minutes to finish. Like, if I had spent 15 minutes more during my OMG It's the first time, I would have finished the game. So that means this game is less than 80 minutes long. And it's, I think, a $15 game. So, and in my opinion, it doesn't have any replay value because it is a standalone story. You don't, it's taking you along for the ride. Yes, there are some things to solve. There are some very simple puzzles to go through. But other than that, it's just telling a story that you're a part of. And honestly, it also ends very abruptly. So I'm not really, after I was done, I sat back and I thought, wait a minute, what was the actual story here? Because it never, it started a bunch of story pieces, but never resolved any of them. Ever. So I don't know if this was supposed to be sort of part one of an ongoing story, or if this was supposed to be a standalone.
So what? Like they didn't finish any of the narratives? Oh my gosh, that's spiders in VR.
Yes,
literally Tycko's worst nightmare. Sorry, audio guys, it's on the screen right.
That's
now.
I wouldn't have done well with that.
Wait a minute. Check. Okay, for on video, check this out. How about crawling through this in VR? Crawling through an underground tunnel that is surrounded on all sides by spiders everywhere. And as I'm going through this, all I could think was, "Where's Tycko now?" Tycko needs to.
I honestly, it's making me uncomfortable just watching this, and these are cartoon spiders on a screen. So,
but here's the thing: you gotta remember, in VR, they were right there.
I know.
It's like, oh man. So I'm honestly, I finished playing Fated: The Silent Oath, and I'm really unsure what to think of it because it's so short, it has no replayability, and I don't even know what story they were trying to tell because it doesn't seem to conclude anything. It kind of left me confused, it left me wanting more, but there was no more. So I'm not sure what they were thinking when they did this, So that was it, and I've been playing my Switch lately, guys. I've been playing Zelda. I went back to Zelda. I'm trying to get back into it. Played it for many, many hours now, and this game made me hook up my Switch to my TV, guys.
Why?
Because I wanted to sit down with the Pro Controller and play it because I've been playing it literally for hours on end. And then I'd play it for a couple of hours, and then my Switch would die, so I'd have to go plug it in. I'm like, well, screw this. I'm going to go hook it up finally. So I hooked it up to my TV last night and started playing, and then, after playing almost 10 hours just on the Switch itself, and then going to my TV, I was like, oh, everything's so big now. I am slowly getting into it. I figured out what I did wrong to begin with. I went the wrong way at the beginning of the game. And then I ended up in these areas that were just way too high level for me. I wasn't learning what I was supposed to learn because I went the wrong way. Right? So if I had followed the directions, apparently you're told kind of go there, and follow the twin, what they call the dueling peaks. It's like these twin peaks, right? Go towards those twin. Well, I completely forgot I was told to do that, so I went some other way. Once
and died a lot.
Died a lot. Oh yeah, I died a lot. Yesterday I said, okay, fine. I'm going to go right back to the beginning area and start where I was supposed to be. Once I went that way, I'm like, oh, now I get it. I should have seen this. I should have seen this, and this is where they show me this. And look, this shrine told me how to do dodging and parrying and all that. There was a bunch of teachable moments that I should have got 6 hours ago, in this 10 or more hour journey I've been on so far. So now I'm like, okay, now I understand why I felt like I was missing something this whole time, because I literally missed a whole bunch of stuff I should have known this whole time.
Nice.
So that's that. All right, gents, we've got a bunch of news to jump into, so let's go do that. Well, we have, I don't know if it's been we haven't had this in a long time, but we've got both the Xbox Live games and the PlayStation Plus games. We got announced at the same time. So for May, Tycko, why don't you tell us what we're getting on Xbox for May?
Right, I can do that. Hang on a second. My computer just there. It did what Jeff's usually does, where it just drops everything all of a sudden. But it's back. It's back. So in May, on the Xbox One, from May 1st to 31st, we're getting Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams Director's Cut.
Favorite of Sean's.
Yes, Gianna Sisters. I backed the Kickstarter of that many years ago. So, yeah,
very cool. And then May 16th to June 15th on the Xbox One is Lara Croft. Lara Croft.
Lara.
See Sean cringe. Which one is the Temple of Osiris?
The Temple of Osiris. Yeah, is that the first one or the second one? I don't remember.
I think that's the first one.
That's the first one?
Yeah. That's again, a Diablo-esque type game.
Yes,
Top,
it is.
down.
Multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I played that. That was a fun game.
Yeah. Then on your backwards compatible Xbox 360 list, they are taking the May the 4th stuff very seriously, and so they're giving you May 1st to 15th is Star Wars Force Unleashed 2.
Well, didn't we get Force Unleashed last month?
I think 2 months ago.
Or 2 months ago. Like so now you get both of them. Perfect.
You get both of them, and just in time for Star Wars.
For Star Wars Day.
Star Wars Day. So, and then May 16th to the 31st of May is Lego Star Wars Complete Saga.
Guess what? Tycko's going to be playing. At the middle of May.
I've already finished that.
So. That actual one on 360 you finished?
Yeah.
So it's not remastered. Sorry, Tycko.
It's not remastered. If they remastered and gave me more achievements, I would be playing it again.
I know you would.
I would. I may even actually pop that back in again and just see if there's any 1 or 2 achievements that I might be missing as well. So, but it's nice to own it digitally as well, to have it just there.
All right. And on the PlayStation side of things, Jeff, what are we getting for PlayStation in May?
We are getting Tales from the Borderlands.
Ooh.
Abzu.
Abzu is fun.
It is.
And then that's for PS4. So then on PS4 from cross-buy stuff, we get Laser Disco Defenders and Type Rider.
I don't know what that is. What are we getting on PS3? I've had people tell me they still want to know what's on PS3.
Seriously? All right, people. Port Royale 3 Pirates and Merchants. Oh my gosh, could I screw that up anymore? And Blood Knights.
I have no clue what either of those are.
I don't know what those are.
Well, Port Royale 3 is probably a sequel to Port Royale 2.
Got that. I don't know what Laser Disco Defenders is. I don't know what Type Rider is. I don't even know what Abzu is, although it sounds familiar.
Abzu is a underwater...
It's an underwater Zen game. It's just a relaxing underwater adventure.
Is it in VR? That would be cool if it was in VR.
It is not, but that would be cool if it was. Yeah, totally. It would do well in VR.
Tales from the Borderlands I already own, so that's a bummer for me.
Do you really? You actually own a Telltale game series?
Well, I bought it for Miranda, so Miranda owns it technically.
Oh, okay.
Hers is mine, all that jazz.
Fair enough. Okay, so who wins? Who's got the better deal this month?
I would say Microsoft.
Let's go back
based solely on Force Unleashed 2, which I thought was a great game.
Yeah, I own everything on this list already. I would say you're getting more value out of what Xbox is giving you. They seem more appealing to play to me.
They're all good games. Actually, all 4 of them are good games. Gianna Sisters is a lot of fun. It's a great take on... I mean, Gianna Sisters is from back in Commodore 64 days. You know, and this is it's bringing it back. It's not a remake. It's not a remaster. It's a brand new game in the Gianna Sisters world, which was nice. Which was the nice thing about that is they're not just remaking the game from Commodore 64 days.
They're giving you new content.
Yeah, it's brand new story. Cool. Yeah, I would agree. I think Xbox has the better deal this month. All right, more numbers. We love numbers here on the OMG Hour. We've got numbers from Nintendo. Nintendo has officially said that they sold 2.74 million units in a month of the Nintendo Switch.
You can always tell when they're feeling happy when they start actually giving numbers on their own accord.
Right,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the weird thing, though. So 2.74 million Switches have been sold worldwide. But Legend of Zelda for the Switch sold 2.76 million copies.
What?
Yeah, I don't know how they
For the Switch.
how they've convinced
For the Switch.
I don't know how they
Okay.
convinced people to buy an extra 200,000 units of that game without having a console.
Let
me ask something.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Are these Nintendo numbers?
Yes.
Okay.
That means they are reporting that they sold 20,000 more units of Zelda than they did hardware to play it on.
Now, are these sales numbers? Are these sales to consumers or is this sales to retail? Because retail may have purchased more copies of Zelda than they actually got of Switches. So that makes it easy to.
It doesn't say. It just says sold many units.
Usually these numbers, when they come from the company like this, are sold through to retail.
These are shipped.
Not necessarily sold to. This is shipped to retail, not shipped to consumer.
But
so
at the same time, I guess. So they shipped more units of Zelda than they actually made of hardware.
Yeah. So companies will have purchased EB will have purchased more copies of Zelda than they actually got in stock of the Switches. But now they don't have to restock on Zelda when the Switches come back in.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's also, as a friend of mine pointed out the other day, that 20,000, when you're talking those large numbers, is also within a 1% margin of error.
Yeah.
Right? And when you're talking sell-through, I don't think that you've got, even if it's sold to consumers, you've kind of got an approximation. Like I don't think they could ever get right down to the single digits perfect counts. Right, so you're going to have a margin of error there, and less than 1% margin of error, that's kind of acceptable, right?
Yeah. And there's got to be one person who tasted their cartridge and said it didn't taste good and went back to the store to exchange it.
And got another one, exactly, because, mine tastes awful, I should probably take it back.
Yeah, you got to get a better flavor.
So on those numbers, it is being reported that the Nintendo Switch could outsell the Wii U in the first year of its life.
Really?
So the Switch is on target to sell more units in its first year than the Wii U did in its entire life.
How many did the Wii U sell in its entire life?
Oh, you're going to make me look up numbers? Come on.
Well, I can tell you in 2 seconds, but I'm just wondering if this article...
Just shy of 13 million.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We're at 2.7 today.
I know. They want to sell. They're forecasting 10 million more sold by this time next year. 10 million more.
We're almost halfway through the year, and you're telling me that they're going to sell over 10 million units between now and January?
That's what they're apparently on target to do.
I don't even know if they're going to make 10 million more units.
Exactly, right?
No
the company believes sales will stay strong, forecasting 10 million more Switch consoles sold by this time next year. That prediction, shy of 13 million, would put it toe-to-toe with the total sales of its predecessor, the Wii U, over its entire lifetime.
No way. Not happening.
Jeff says it right now, April 29th, 2017, no way Nintendo will hit that mark.
They got to get them on the shelves now. They're not available for sale now.
Because they keep selling out.
Yeah, but they're not putting out enough. If they want to hit that target, they got to put more on the shelf.
Maybe they'll just cancel it like they did the NES Classic.
Yeah.
It'll be a collector's item.
Perfect.
Switch 2. Switch 2. Done.
Nintendo also, in a very weird... I don't even understand why they did this. At 10 p.m. on Thursday, they put out an announcement that they're releasing the new 2DS XL. Okay, so it is now a clamshell. It looks like a 3DS, only it's 2DS. There's no 3D in it whatsoever. But the weird thing is, okay, first of all, they're confusing their market because they've got the Switch, which is handheld. They've got the 3DS, which they're still supporting. Now they've got another mid-tier device at $150, a 2DS clamshell.
Half the price of a Switch.
Half the price of a Switch. And on top of that, it turns out that they're actually killing 3D completely because a lot of they're beginning to release 3DS games. I'm putting 3DS in quotes that have no 3D in them whatsoever. It's 2D only. Like the Pikmin game that's coming for 3DS will not have 3D in it whatsoever. So what the question is, what is their market? What are they targeting here with both the Switch and now the new 2DS? Are they... I don't get it.
They've come on the record and saying that they're going to continue to support the 3DS. I don't even know what to call it now. What is that?
The 3DS line?
The 3DS, family. New 3DS titles will be supported or released up to at least the end of 2018. So they've still got lots apparently in the pipeline to continue doing that. I will say that I actually really, if I didn't already own a new 3DS XL, the new 2DS XL, gosh, these names are so stupid, is the now like the 3DS to buy. Like, I don't know anybody that uses 3D. I know there are still people, passionate people that love the 3D.
I do.
But I think most people that I've talked to, I know you were, that's what I thought. Like, you were like the one guy I know that actually uses the 3D. Most people that I talk to don't even use the 3D anymore. The 2DS, at the price that it's at, is the one to buy. It's just as powerful as a new 3DS. It's got all the same features.
Including that stupid little nub.
Including the nub that I have never used.
No, that nobody uses.
Or the extra triggers that I have never used.
Right.
Stupid console. Anyway, it's the one to buy now. That's the smart buy.
But is it the smart buy?
Yes.
I mean, just putting it out there.
Absolutely.
I mean, if it's half price of a Switch.
Just buy a Switch.
Is it?
Yeah, but a Switch is not a 3DS. I can't play the games that I play on 3DS on a Switch. I can't play anything on a Switch, first of all. They need freaking games.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I guess that's the point. Is they've got something like I don't. What's the number that they've sold? Like huge numbers of 3DS.
A dedicated handheld mobile system needs all-day battery, and the 3DS does that. The 2DS probably has better battery life than the 3DS.
Sorry, the 3DS doesn't have all-day battery?
No. The Switch doesn't have all-day battery.
The Switch doesn't. I think you said 3DS.
But that's why I'm saying, like, there's if you want a console that you can happen to play when there's a power outage or for that one trip you take,
Yeah.
But then you can use a Switch. But if you need something where you want your battery to last all day, then you're looking at a DS line.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, I can say that the battery on the Switch, it doesn't last long. Like when I was playing in handheld on Zelda, it would last me like, I think after about 2 or so hours, it was down to 30%.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's about what it is, right? They've said that before. Like, under heavy usage, you'll get about 2 hours.
2 to 3 hours, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, no, the battery certainly doesn't last long on a Switch. That's for sure. I don't know. It's weird also that the 3D in 2012 is when they launched the 3DS. If you can believe it, 5 years already. It was, that was the big thing. It's 3D. It's glassless 3D. Mm-hmm. But now they seem to be literally saying goodbye to 3D completely. Like all the new games coming out in the future won't even support 3D. Even if you have a 3DS, you're never going to see 3D again.
Dude, the market has spoken about this years ago. Nobody bought 3D TVs. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say nobody. My father-in-law did.
Oh, I know. I know
one.
that. 3D TVs, yes.
And Tycko bought one.
I didn't buy it because it was a 3D TV. I bought it because nobody else wanted 3D TVs, and I got a $4,000 TV for $1,500.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
My point is that it's like a lot of Nintendo stuff, and I'm sorry, Nintendo fans, it's a gimmick. It was never anything more than a gimmick. It was never going to be the future. It's what sold that line of consoles originally, and then it ended up most people didn't care about it. So now it's going away, and we're going to have, whatever the follow-up is, if there ever even is one, because maybe we'll just go all with Switches. 3D's done. Nobody cares, except for Sean. Sorry, buddy.
Apparently, I'm the only one who cares about 3D. All right, well, let's talk games again.
You'll always have your
My
thing,
virtual
what's it
boy.
called? Your virtual boy.
Always have my virtual boy. That's right. All right, let's talk games. A bunch of games were announced this week. Call of Duty World War II. Let's move on. No, seriously. I'm going to be completely honest. When I saw the announcement and I watched the trailer, I honestly don't care at all about Call of Duty World War II. Nothing about it says I got to play this game. You know, last year, you remember how excited I was for
Battlefield 1?
Advanced Warfare?
Advanced Warfare. Oh, yeah.
Right? Super excited. I mean, I had never felt excited for a Call of Duty game, you know?
Yeah, you were the only guy excited for that game there, too. You're just like the anti-gamer. I don't know what it is.
I'm the anti-gamer? What?
You're the anti-gamer because you are the opposite of what most people care about. Most people were like, oh, the last year's Call of Duty was the worst thing. Yay, a return to World War II. And you're the exact opposite.
I'm the exact opposite. I don't care. Well, you know what? And that's just me. I like science fiction. I like fantasy. I care nothing for historical wars. It just does nothing for me. I don't want to go back to World War II.
Now, what if I told you could go back to World War II, but with modern day weapons?
No.
All right, well, that would be fun, I think. Just saying, it would be fun. Would be fun.
Now, Jeff, you were also saying you're done with COD.
Yeah, well, see, for me, it was the opposite. I didn't even finish last year's Call of Duty. It was the first Call of Duty that I haven't finished in a really long time. Every year I go, oh, I'm not going to get Call of Duty, and then I buy Call of freaking Duty, right? And that's been happening for years. Years this has been happening. And I think this is going to be the year finally that I'm just like, no, I'm done. Because, you know, for me, I'm not anti-historical war, but I have done my fair share of World War II games, and I feel no nostalgic need to return to that era, you know. I think there's a lot of conflicts that if we're looking to put a Call of Duty in that we could still do that interest me more, you know, like the Korean War or
just wait till whatever Trump does next week. It'll be a whole new setting for that.
You mean the Canadian War?
The Canadian War, that's right. It's the Timber War.
The Timber War.
Call of Duty.
Timber and Cow War. Like, come on, man.
The Darien Timber War. Call of Duty
A.
Call of
Duty A.
Yeah.
We don't talk about politics on our show. I've been told many times.
We're discussing a war game.
It's Call of Duty Milk and Wood.
Anyway, so but you know, I'd like to go back to like Vietnam or anything. You know, maybe do the Falkland Wars in the '80s with the British and Argentina or something like that. You know, that was a really cool conflict that doesn't get a lot of coverage. Why does it always have to be the same, either World War II or modern day sci-fi stuff? So, yeah. Anyway, I'm done.
I don't know. Okay.
I'm not going to do it. And if I buy it this year, you all have permission to yell at me.
Excellent. Right here, April 29th, Jeff said he will not buy Call of Duty. That's 2 statements he's made today.
Yeah.
All right. Forza Horizon 3. Jeff, you have that, right?
No.
You don't have Forza 3? Oh, man. Well, then you're not going to get a very cool DLC set on an island off of Australia, totally made of Hot Wheels tracks.
Everything about this tells me Forza is dead. This is the
up.
worst thing I have ever seen. I'm not even kidding.
This is
everything I hate about racing games put into one of my favorite racing games.
Well, this is your favorite. No, your game is Forza. This is the Horizon series.
This is Horizon, not Forza.
Like, if they tried to do this in Forza, that's it. Pfft, never buy the game again.
But that's
totally lost.
That's the whole point of Horizon. Horizon is supposed to just be fun driving.
It's the arcadey fun.
Horizon is supposed to be stupid, not fun. Forza proper is fun. Going around the same track 400 times, trying to shave off a half second. That's fun.
Boring. That only crazy people do that.
It only works if that track is made out of plastic.
Hot Wheels expansion for Forza Horizon.
Forza Horizon is the entire island is all made of Hot Wheels tracks and loops. And imagine the kind of tracks you would create as a kid for your Hot Wheels. These are the racing tracks in this expansion, and it's like, this is so cool. I cannot wait to play this.
The giant, the fiery loops.
Yes,
the giant dinosaur mouth that you have to jump through.
It's everything
from the sets that I played with as a kid. I'm looking forward to this because these are all the sets I played with my Hot Wheels toys as a kid.
Totally,
this will be fun.
Totally, and I mean, even the cars. I believe all the cars you're going to get are Hot Wheels cars.
Yeah, I think
but life size.
6 Hot Wheels cars that are unlocked with this expansion.
Yeah, life size versions of Hot Wheels. Set. This is amazing. I can't wait. When does it come out? Isn't it like soon?
It's next week, I think.
Oh man, this is gonna be amazing.
May
9th.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. And all the track, it's your typical orange track. It's literally Hot Wheels in real life with Horizon. Best DLC ever.
Worst idea ever. Forza should be shut down.
Yes, Forza Motorsport should definitely be shut down, and more Horizon should come.
This is the worst idea I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, well, how about Burnout Crash Mode? Do you like that, Jeff? Do you like Burnout Crash Mode?
I mean, first of all, Burnout Crash Mode hasn't been in a game in like 100 years.
But did you enjoy Burnout Crash Mode?
Yeah, it was the best part of the old Burnout games before Burnout
Revenge had that mode, and I played hours and hours of that.
Okay, well, how about an entire game that is just Burnout Crash Mode called Danger Zone? So the Burnout creators are creating a game called Danger Zone that is literally Burnout Crash Mode, about setting up and making the most disastrous crashes you can ever create.
I hope they got licensed for the song.
I don't know.
Highway to the Danger Zone.
Yeah. You got to have that in there.
What do you think, guys? Awesome.
I wish it was coming out on Xbox. To be honest with you, it's PlayStation and PC only right now.
Why?
What?
Why?
I don't know why.
I don't know. Maybe because nobody bought an Xbox, just like nobody bought a Wii U.
Nobody.
Could be that, but that's not the case. But still,
I don't know. It's like there's only double the amount of PS4 sold as there is Xboxes. So why even release something for Xbox? There's no point. Sorry,
that makes no sense. That makes no sense. Either way, I would like to play this game. I think it's coming out in a few weeks for like $15-$20, something like that.
It's release in May on PlayStation 4 and Windows PC for $12.99.
This looks amazing, though. So the article we linked to, there's some screenshots of the in-game carnage, and boy, does it ever look good.
It does. It looks very pretty. I may even consider getting this on the PlayStation, just to play it at that price point, in hopes that it eventually comes to Xbox.
It's one of those games, though, honestly, where I'm gonna like wait and see, and watch some videos of it and see if it's good and see if it picks up, because when people leave a studio and they're like, we're gonna do our own thing and it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, well, last year they did Dangerous Golf.
Well. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about, that Dangerous Golf game.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Like, that idea sounds really, really good. And then you go play it and you're like, I want to shoot myself in the mouth.
Right? So, it was terrible.
I'm going to wait. But the idea is good.
Tycko bought Dangerous Golf, though.
I did buy Dangerous Golf, and it was okay. It wasn't great. I didn't want to shoot myself in the mouth or anything like that, but, I did want to play something different.
All right. Well, that is it for this week. Look at that. We're right on the hour mark. This is like a record. Next week, we will not be an hour. I'm going to warn you right now.
3 hours.
Our 250th episode will not be an hour. It will be more. Just saying.
250 minutes, at least.
Minimum. All right. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to episode number 249. Of course, you can check out all the show notes at omgnexus.com, where we have links to all the articles we discuss. I, of course, can be found everywhere as Ziantane, and that is Xiantayne.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Second Place. Like, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends. Tell them all about us.
And I'm Jeff. You can follow me on Twitter, but there's not really any point, so I'm not even going to tell you. And you can follow this show on Twitter instead, and that is at the OMG Hour.
All right. Excellent. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back again next week.
Good night, everybody. Afternoon, morning?
Afternoon.
No.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
It's Loot Crate time, guys.
Okay, you open the Loot Crate. I'm going to hit play on this Hot Wheels video.
Yeah, you watch the Hot Wheels video, man. Get
Now you're
excited
gonna watch it.
for real gaming. This is how real gamers race. Hot Wheels. All right. Loot Crate. Opening up the Loot Crate.
What's the theme, Sean?
Give you a look inside.
It looks Batman-y.
It looks Batman-y.
It does look Batman-y.
Okay, first of all, we've got a Jessica Jones. There we go. There's Jessica Jones.
Kicking down a wall.
Kicking down a wall. This is a QMX figure. I'll take it out in just a minute. We do have something... Oh! It's a Batman color-changing mug.
Ooh.
Color-changing mugs are fun. Alright, so there's the Batman color-changing mug.
Alright, pour some hot liquid into it.
I don't have any hot liquid.
Pour hot liquid.
I don't have any.
How did you not come prepared with hot liquid, Sean?
Because I didn't know I was going to have this in there, Tycko.
Come on.
Okay, what's our loot pin? Oh, this is a cool loot pin. It's an old-style tape recorder. It must be all about evidence or detective works or something.
That's
Investigate. That is the...
Investigate.
That is the theme for this month. And, a Stranger Things t-shirt.
That's a pretty nice looking shirt.
That's a great show. Can't wait for season 2. All right, what else do we have here? Something about it's an X-Files pencil set.
Ooh, pencils.
Can you read that? I don't know if you can read that.
No, not really, no.
The truth is out there. I want to believe. Trust no one. And that's why they put the I in FBI. So there you go.
That just got renewed for another season, Sean.
It's coming back for sure?
Yeah, it just got renewed for a second season.
And
whatever.
There's a pencil sharpener for the pencils.
Well, that's good to have.
That's good to have. So that's it.
What does the box turn into?
It looks like...
It's like an evidence kit?
Yeah, it's an evidence kit. Oh, it's a lunchbox. It's like a forensics kit, by the looks of it. Crime scene kit. So you flip it around, and there's a handle. There's a handle here that would flip out the top, and it becomes.
You'll be bringing your lunch to work in that, Sean?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. There we go. So you put it through there, and basically there's your... I haven't got it quite together, but...
You are not good at building things, Sean.
I listen. I'll fix it later. So there we go. That's the Loot Crate for this month. Investigate. Let's take Jessica Jones out here so I can show that off better. It's the only time in my life I get to just throw things on the floor.
It's a nice looking figure.
She's going to go right alongside the one I got the other day, or the other month, which was Doctor Strange.
Nice.
So there you go. Excellent. Loot Crate for April 2017. Investigate. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Finger guns.
Cheers.
See you later.
Bye, guys.
This has been an OMGNexus.com production.